I'm just checking my microphone is on and we have a signal. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. Today is the 4th of August. It is my mother's 70th birthday today. I'll be calling her later and having a glass of champagne on the phone with her. It's 11 o'clock Central European time, 10 a.m. in the UK and many different times around the world. Today we have a nice Friday chill show. The news covers Bitcoin, Charles from Cardano having a paddy, some news about FTX when isn't the news about FTX, and we're going to finish with some news about Elvis Presley in Sandbox. After that, in about 45 minutes time, we will of course have our usual quiz. I will need to dig out some questions for that, as I didn't get time to do them between last night and today, so we will either ask the same questions as yesterday or I will take some from the archives. But before I begin, let me say hello to everybody in chat. Nikos is here. Praz, good morning. Mamet, Samir, anonymous user, Mohammed. Vlad, good morning. Crypto Kali, bro, seriously, good morning. And lots of people saying good morning, Crypto Warehouse, from the comment. So last night we had our prize draw. We had 6 lucky winners, all of which received their SHIB that we sent them last night. So that was the first prize draw that we have run on this channel, and it kind of went to plan. It kind of worked. So what we'll do is we'll plan another prize draw probably for about 2 weeks time. That'll give us time to get all the designs done, get it published, and then get you the information. We had, I think, 50 people in the first prize draw with 6 winners, so you had a 1 in 8.5 chance of winning. Most of the people are on Telegram that won, so it was nice to see that they received their prizes. So the next one, who knows what that's going to be? You'll have to wait and see. So the prize draw went well. We got lots more people in our Telegram group, which was nice to see. And of course, we have the VIP Crypto Club, which I think is now standing at nearly 100 members. So we're halfway to the 200 members we want at the beginning before we close it down and start testing it. So I'll tell you more about that later in the show. But for now, I will very quickly go through the socials. As you can see, we stream every single day on Binance. We've done so since the 1st of June. So we're entering our 3rd month of daily streams. Tomorrow I will be in an air-conditioned office with Brogan and we'll do our Saturday morning show. That really is quite light-hearted. We normally do some kind of crazy quiz at the end and we just have a general old chit-chat. Also, we are on YouTube. I think we just ticked up to 1.27. We did, which is great. So we're over there. Please feel free to head over and give us a like. It doesn't cost you anything. I would like to say that we make videos every day, but for the last week we haven't. It's been so hot that by the time I finish the stream, I haven't got round to do anything. So the videos, I haven't done a video in 10 days, in fact. WorldCoin was the last video I covered. So that's our socials. I'll drop the Telegram link later on, but I'm always wary of time, so we will get straight on with the show. We always leave the markets to the end to see if we have any time. If we don't, it's no great loss. Everybody is watching on Binance and everybody knows the price of Bitcoin. It's even on the screen. I think we're at 29,160. So we're hovering. I don't know. We could go to 28.6, maybe 28.8, something like that. We can't break out. We can't break down. We're just stuck in limbo at the minute. Ethereum again could break down if it gets to 18.18, and XRP struggling to get back to 70 cents. It's just Everything is mixed signals and everything is just up in the air. We just need a spark. I think we need a spark. So if you are in chat, don't forget, ask any questions you want about anything to do with crypto. At every 2,000 likes, we will also drop a crypto box. So I'll read through this article and I'll drop a box, because we're already at 4,500 likes, which is pretty impressive. So let's get on. First things first, I need a small drop of coffee. Let me just check the mic is working. Right, the mic is on. Yesterday, the streaming gods didn't like me and turned the mic off 3 times. Something probably to do with what I was talking about. So how will Bitcoin halving affect the Bitcoin price, and is DeFi dead? Blockware Solutions exec Dave Gamble told Market Talks host Ray Salmon that the crypto market will hit a 10 trillion cap in the next few years. Thank you for stating the obvious. He spoke with Blockware Solutions about the future of Bitcoin, mining expectations for the cryptocurrency price, and his views on how DeFi needs to evolve. So let's skip through to this. So Bitcoin's block reward is less than 300 days away. I think it's a lot less than 300 days now. When is this article from? This is recent, isn't it? 14 hours ago. April, May, we're way into 300 days. Let me just check. How far off the Bitcoin halving are we? 269 days. So what's that? 9 months. We're 9 months away from the halving. And many investors expect the price will go on a parabolic run. This outcome is not guaranteed. Yeah, we don't really go on the parabolic run straight after the halving. We normally have a bit of a run up before the halving, and then we have a cooling down period after the halving. When asked about the best time to buy Bitcoin, Gamble said he believes investors should be trying to buy it whenever they can. According to Gamble, the sector is heading towards a $10 trillion market cap in the next few years, and if such a milestone is achieved, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are like to see their value significantly increase. So if he is suggesting, let's do the maths, if he's suggesting a $10 trillion market cap and Bitcoin keeps somewhere near 50% of its dominance, for argument's sake, that would put Bitcoin at a 9x from where we are today. So that would give Bitcoin a price of $270,000. So that's where Mr. Gamble, let's call it $250,000. So Mr. Gamble thinks that Bitcoin will hit $250,000. That's where he sees it going. He explained that some of the liquidity and equipment acquisition problems that plagued the sector and Bitcoin miners have been resolved by ASIC marketplaces that connect buyers to sellers. We don't really need to know about that. The presence of better infrastructure. To hear more of his thoughts, we don't need to read any more of that. So Mr. Gamble, this gentleman here, believes that Bitcoin will hit $250,000 at the peak of the next bull run. Remember, the peak of the bull run will not be 270 days from now. It is normally, I believe, is it 16 or 18 months after the halving is when we hit peak. So that will be something like November 2025 is when we will peak. And that's when this gentleman believes we will hit $250,000. I don't know whether we'll get there this time or whether we'll need a bull run, a second bull run to do that. My prediction is 100,000, but you need a crystal ball. Anybody can make a prediction on what Bitcoin will hit, and nobody will remember what your prediction is by the time it happens. So a lot of crypto influencers will say $1 million, $500,000, $200,000. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. There's lots of things that can happen. DeSantis could win. ETFs could come in. It would put a huge emphasis on the demand for Bitcoin. So I wouldn't take anything they say with a pinch of salt. What you'd probably be best off doing is taking 30 or 40 predictions by crypto influencers, merging them together and taking the average. And in mathematical terms, that will kind of give you the right answer. There's an old trick where you get a jar of marbles and you get people to guess how many marbles are in the jar. And if you get enough people to guess, the average of all of their guesses will be the number of marbles in the jar. Therefore, if we take enough crypto influencer guesses on the Bitcoin price, we will end up with an average. And that might not be a bad idea to try and work that out. Maybe we'll do that on the channel, who knows. Now, this is the headline for those of people on YouTube. So Charles went on a little bit of a rant about the debt downgrade in America and the approach of America to crypto. He is far from happy. Right, as promised, I need to drop the box and update the menu. So Nikos, thank you. I am keeping an eye on my mic today. My thoughts about XRP. Well, as they used to say on television, here is one I prepared earlier. I have made a video with what I think is a realistic XRP price prediction. And I have predicted that if they won the case, which they did, that the price would go to $1 to $1.50, which it didn't. It went to about 90 cents, so it never made it to $1. And then the top price for XRP at the end of the next bull run would be about $5. I think that's what I said. You'll see a lot of people saying $100 and $1,000 and these ridiculous prices for XRP. The issue is you have to look at the market cap. And if you've got a $100 XRP and you look at the market cap of XRP, it would surpass Bitcoin. So that some people just don't have the, for XRP to have that kind of run up, Bitcoin would need to be hitting $1 million per Bitcoin. So XRP, you need to temper your expectations of what it will do. If it does hit $3 and you're buying it at 66 cents today, you're making 500% return in 3 years. That really isn't bad. I know a lot of people want to be rich very quickly, but you need to have sensible goggles on. So I've made a video. In fact, I will probably just drop the video straight into chat. And I don't know if there is a chat replay, but the video is there anyway. So let me drop this box. Everybody, the thing is, I have fairly conservative targets for Ethereum and Bitcoin. I think if Bitcoin can hit $100,000, I think Ethereum should get somewhere near $10,000. So they're my conservative estimates. But XRP and Cardano, I have fairly big bags of them, and if Cardano went to $4 or $5 and XRP went to $4 or $5, I would be cashing in and sitting back and waiting for the next bull run. I have a bag of XRP, yes, and I also have a bag of Cardano, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Matic. I'm trying to think of what other main ones I have. I have a portfolio which is a $15,000 portfolio that I created as a test, and I created it in January, and it's currently standing now at about $17,000. So it's up about what's that, about 15%, something like that, 14%. And the objective of that is I'm going to turn that $15,000 into $1 million over the course of 3 or 4 bull runs. It might not happen. It might not get above 100 or 200,000, but it's a challenge. And in that portfolio, I've got Cardano and I've got XRP. as well as having some Matic, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and a few others. So it's not a moon boy portfolio. I've tried to do a conservative portfolio. I will make a video on it at some point. What do I think about SHIB? I give away SHIB because I think when the metaverse comes out and there's real utility for SHIB, I think SHIB's going to end up being on a par with Doge, if not higher. I don't think Doge has got any legs, pardon the pun, outside of Elon Musk. If Elon Musk turns around and releases X token and doesn't bring in Doge, then I think Doge is dead, because I can't see what it's being used for. It should be a tips token. It should be a token that you give as a tip, like you would have on Reddit or on Twitter. But I just think Elon Musk is either going to choose X coin, which doesn't exist at the minute, or he'll choose Doge. And if he chooses Doge, therefore it does have utility and it will pump. But I just think SHIB has been building a huge ecosystem, and I think it'll, I'm very impressed by what they've done, let's put it that way. But I can't give price predictions for SHIB because there's too many zeros in it. I mean, if it loses 3 zeros, it's gone up however many thousands of percent, so it's very difficult. You're never going to see a $1 SHIB. You're never going to see a 1 cent SHIB. No matter what anybody tells you on the internet, it's just not going to happen because the market cap would be extraordinarily high. It will never happen. But that doesn't mean you can't make a 200, 300% or 1,000% profit on it. Now I was going to drop a box, which I will drop for the entirety of the next article or two. Right, there we go. Okay, 5 minutes. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There is a box. I am now gonna whiz through some of these. We've done one article and we've only got 28 minutes left. So Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano and co-founder of Ethereum, for those of you that didn't know, took to X, formerly Twitter, to criticize the US economic policies and handling of emerging tech, as Fitch downgraded the debt from AAA to AA+ on August the 1st. So for those of you that don't know a lot about these ratings, it's basically they basically tell you how well a country can repay the debt that it owes. So what it's also doing is it also junks debt. So for example, if you have a country which has terrible inflation, roaring unemployment, and the debt ratio to income is 300%, for example, it will get a junk rating. And they do it to kind of give people and countries an idea of whether to buy those bonds, because those bonds might not get repaid because they don't have the money. That's what it means by the debt. So for Fitch to downgrade America, of all people, from AAA to AA+ is a huge political move by them, and it really is a kick in the teeth of Biden and what's it called now? Biden economics or Bidenomics? Bidenomics, I think it's called. It's a huge kick in the teeth to him. Hoskinson pointed out the national debt of over $30 trillion and the consistent budget deficits they pose. He also highlighted the issues with doubling the money supply in 2 years. So, and again, I'm not going to go over this, I've covered it before. The reason we have roaring inflation primarily is not due to what's happening in Eastern Europe. It is happening because we locked down manufacturing and production, and we generated, depending on where you lived, 30 to 70% of your total money supply of your currency. We generated it and gave it you for free, and then stopped the production of items. So we smashed supply to pieces and we doubled demand. And then people were at home with nothing to do but eat food and buy things. And we come out the other end, people have this money, this spare money, and they can't buy their goods because people are buying all the eggs, all the milk, whatever it might be. Yes, we have the problem with fertilizer, which I can't mention because we're on YouTube. But yes, we have a fertilizer problem, and we have an energy problem because of other things that are going on. But they are not the root cause. The root cause is that America printed 90% of its money supply in 18 months. And when you put that much money into an economy, it will send inflation through the roof. And the only way to get inflation down is to put interest rates above inflation. And that's what they've done in America, and that's what they've done in Europe and in the UK. And what that does is it contracts an economy, it sucks the money out of the economy, it makes mortgages more expensive, loans more expensive, and it sucks the money out of the economy. So it's like trying to deflate a balloon because it's been inflated too much. The issue is now we're heading towards deflation, which is where prices become cheaper than they were 12 months ago. And countries don't like that because countries like to have continued economic growth. So all of this is the fault of Biden, in my eyes, because he's trying to print money during a time of high inflation, and it's just never going to work. Hoskinson raised concerns about the US losing its competitive advantage in emerging tech, especially crypto, due to the SEC. Let's get down to what he actually says. So he criticised Janet Yellen's lack of understanding regarding the credit downgrade. He implied that despite recent drops in inflation rates and buoyant job markets, the US is facing economic problems that indicate a decline. It has been on a decline for some time. Oh. Everything has crashed. Whenever I talk about anything to do with the American economy, something goes wrong on my PC. Every single time. Ever since I said we don't have any problems, it has crashed. Right, let's just wait for it to decide to do whatever it's doing. We are just bear with us while this takes its time. I'll give some shout outs while I'm waiting for everything to work. Good morning, Saeed. Good morning, Petrolhead. Seriously, hello. Everything's frozen at this end on my screen, and there we go. We are back in the room. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this article down, and then I'm going to talk about it. So I've just closed that article, which hopefully